Welcome to the All Jammed Up podcast presented to you by Music Never Stopped. Today is Thursday, April 3rd, and today's guest, we got the fellows from Arkansas.
What are you doing, podcast for Lot?
Yeah.
Come be on a Lot podcast.
Yeah, hell yeah, All Jammed Up.
This dude's doing a podcast. If you want to be on some podcast, come give an interview.
Hell yeah.
All
Good morning, fools, and welcome to the All Jammed Up podcast. I'm your host, Clint Dotson, and we have a fun one for you today. The fellows from Arkansas came into Asheville and blessed us with a free treat, and they were nice enough to let me come in there and do a quick 30-minute interview with them, and it was a lot of fun. I've kind of recently been getting into that band, and they're pretty new to me. Second time I've seen them now. And I wasn't really sure of their roots or anything, and it was cool to get to learn more about those guys, and I'm hoping we can make our way to Hillberry in October, I think it is. It's a Fire Bluegrass Festival in Arkansas that they'll be playing at, along with a bunch of other bangers. But hopefully we can get in touch with them again then, and kind of do a longer interview. Those soundtrack interviews, man, kind of got to rush through sometimes, but I was happy to do it, and they were too. They were awesome. But let's get right into it. The fellas from Arkansas.
Hey, it's happening! Everybody stay calm!
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Alrighty, guys, we are here with the Arkansauce boys. I only know your name, Adam, so if you guys want to go around and say your name real quick.
I'm Tom Anderson.
Zach Archuleta.
And I'm Ethan Bush.
So, I guess my first question was always, how did you guys form as a band? But I know you were kind of late to the party, right?
Yeah, I'll pass this off over to the other guys who started the band.
All right.
Well, we've talked about this quite a bit, but the long story short is me and Ethan grew up in the same small town.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up hanging out and skateboarding and just, doing hood rat stuff around our town.
Hood rat shit with my friends.
Exactly. Played in some metal bands together and stuff. And he actually moved to Asheville for his senior year of high school, to finish high school in Asheville.
Okay.
And so we kind of split up there, and we kind of both went down the jam grass folk scene, like, separately. And then we started hanging out again. We were, like, both playing that kind of music and listening to that kind of music. And he moved to Fayetteville. I moved up there with him, and it's kind of history after that. And met these guys.
It's funny because I think we were just kind of talking about it, but I don't think I've ever in my life met anyone from Arkansas. And then I started this podcast in the last 2 weeks. I met Jed Harrelson from Arkansas, and then Sugarleg from Arkansas too.
Yeah.
And now you guys, so it just kind of.
We got people there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few.
So do you guys have like a bluesy influence at all? I know that's big there in Arkansas, but.
It's true, yeah. I think the local scene, my parents were a big influence on my music growing up. And on our local scene, it was a lot of blues rock stuff,
Yeah.
and they have this club that's like our hometown club called George's Majestic Lounge. And there was another place for a while called Chester's, and on Friday they would always have these happy hours. One was from like 5 to 6 or 6 to 7, and one was from 7 to 8. And it was like all my parents' generation, and they would just usually get the band that played that night. And they had some really outstanding bands, like Steve Kimmock would come through sometimes, some other jam bands, but a lot of our local bands and some of our kind of legends of our area, the Kate brothers that used to tour with Levon Helm, that still play there, like every few months. And it was, a lot of this kind of blues rock, and they'd have, blues festivals out in Eureka Springs, and those were some of my first local shows that my parents would take me to. And I don't really listen to that much of that style of music on my own, but I do find it coming out in my playing and my writing, is kind of a fun thing that when you listen back to yourself or you look at what you're writing or how you're playing, and you kind of like discover these little nuggets of like, oh, I know where that came from.
Yeah.
It's cool to see that imprinted into my playing.
Okay. And then before we I want to hear about how you got into the band, but I want to go back to the metal stuff. So your metal influence, how old were you? What kind of metal was it? I feel like we all had a metal stage.
Yeah, it was like a 10th, 11th, 12th, and like a few years out of high school. So like the end of high school,
What
pretty
year
much.
was this?
2005, 2006,
Okay.
2007.
So like Under Oath, like stuff.
Under Oath, yeah, but we were more like death metal, like Pig Squills, and
Okay.
like breakcore kind of, that kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean that was just what it was. That was the thing. That was the scene in high school. You know, tight pants, bangs, metal bands.
I was just living in Tampa for about 4 years and just moved up here in October, and you know, there's a good Grateful Dead scene in Tampa, but other than that, there's not like much of a jam scene. But there was a huge metal scene, like the skate park at Tampa and like Ybor City. There's like always like Under Oath played like 4 days there, like last month.
Yeah.
So like it's funny to see like just how like regionally the like.
I feel like it's coming back too. Like we went to a Taking Back Sunday show, me and my girlfriend the other day, and it was like total flashback, dude. It's pretty funny.
Was that the Coheed and Cambria tour?
No, it was just them. They may have had an opener. It definitely wasn't Coheed and Cambria.
Because they're doing a tour soon with Coheed and Cambria, Taking Back Sunday, and then like one of my favorite bands is Foxing. Have you guys heard of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing a tour together, and I was looking up Foxing's dates. And I saw that I was like, they're going all over the place at stadiums. Like, who are they playing with? And then I saw it was Coheed and Cambria and Taking Back Sunday. And I was like, I don't want to go to that.
Well, it started there, and then, like I said, we kind of went our own ways after high school. And I went to Wakarusa, which was a big like EDM jam grass band festival and like jam band festival in Arkansas. And it was kind of one of the first ones really. Like, you know, it's like 10,000 people, maybe 5,000 people, but it like changed a lot of our lives there because we had never seen anything like that. So I went to there and saw actually Yonder Mountain String Band, and then that's kind of what transitioned me from metal, because I was just looking around the crowd and like listening to music and seeing the vibe they cultivated and just like all the love and everyone hugging each other and dancing and having fun, and that was just so different than the shows I had been playing, you know. And even though they were fun in their own way, but I just kind of wanted to cultivate that, and that was my reason for really kind of making the music we do.
Do you feel like it was kind of like a gradual shift in like the metal to bluegrass, or was it kind of like you went to that festival and were like, that's just what I want to do?
Well, shockingly, there's not a lot of money in metal either, so we were just kind of playing for fun. It'd be, you know, they put like 10 bands on the bill, and you're just kind of there to hang out and play. So it's like, it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't a. We played a lot of shows. We weren't making a lot of money, so it wasn't really a career. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like a decision to be made. It was kind of just like, yeah, I think I enjoy this better, and just started playing acoustic guitar instead, you know.
You still got some of the metal roots with the gauges on.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think, to get back to what Adam was saying, you know, I think that's one of the reasons we're successful as a band, because we all have our own inputs and our own, like, we're not trying to sound like something. We kind of just all play what we like, and, you know, it kind of makes our own sound.
Hell yeah. So let's get into how Adam's got in the band then, because you guys have been a band for how long now before he joined?
They go back to high school. I don't know, you know, what the...
Arkansauce has probably been a band for about 12 years. It was probably around in a smaller form. We've been around 12 years, 10 years with these guys. So there were a couple years where it was us and one other member, and we kind of, it didn't really get serious to these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Arkansauce was there, the roots, the songs were there, but, like, it wasn't really a thing until they started playing with us, you know?
Where'd the name come from? It's a fire name.
Damn. Insert cool story.
Okay, fair enough.
No, just we just get this question a lot. It's really just a pun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you live in Arkansas, it's not hard to get to that name, you know what I mean? Like,
I was Arkansauce last night.
yeah, exactly. And that was like, especially in the beginning, you know, we were like kind of we still are kind of a party band, but even more in the beginning, you know, it's like a lot of festivals and stuff. So it kind of represent just bringing the sauce, you know, like the heat.
Okay. So Adams, let's get into how you got into the band.
Sure. So, as I mentioned, there was a third member. His name was Jolly, who was there in the beginning and wrote a lot of the first album with the guys. There, you know, a lot of co-writes. And Jolly was roommates with another musician that I played with quite regularly, and Tom also.
A little closer.
Tom also played with, and. You know, I was just working musician around town, just picking up gigs and playing with different people. Tom and I had a kind of a duo project, played in a bunch of bands together. Arkansauce got a bid to play at the Harvest Festival, which was our biggest bluegrass festival in town that they were talking about, the Yonder Mountain String Band Festival, and which was really exciting, and everybody was excited. You know, everybody in the scene was excited to see him on the bill and stuff, and. Jolly came over to my house one time and knocked on the door. It was funny. He was the oldest member of the band at that point, and you know, he was like standing on my porch, and he, you know, opened the door and was like, "Oh, what's up, man? What's going on?" And he's like, "I was just wondering if you would want to come and play this gig at this festival with us." And I was like, "Yeah, of course, I'd be honored, man. It's so awesome." And then he's like, got out a cigarette and started smoking. He's like, sorry, I felt so nervous, like I was asking a girl to prom or something. And so before that gig, there was one other festival the week before or a couple weeks before that was much smaller over in Oklahoma that we were going to play. And there was a different bass player that was supposed to play that gig, but I showed up to the festival and he had some legal troubles or something and couldn't make it. And I was like, well, what are we going to do? And they're like, well, we're just not, he's just not, we don't have a bass player. And Tom happened to be standing next to me, and I was like, this guy plays bass. And they're like, all right, well, we'll just get him. And so our first gig was actually just me standing next to Tom, telling him the chords as we were playing the songs. And then it went so well just doing that. We had a rehearsal the next week, a proper rehearsal, and everything just kind of gelled. We had everybody got along really well and was having fun, and so we just kind of locked that lineup in, and then Jolly, after we went on one tour, kind of decided that he wasn't interested in touring, and then it's just been the four of us ever since.
And when was that?
It was 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
2014, 2015.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. So 10 years. You guys been doing this a little while now together, then, huh?
Yeah.
Is there like a specific show or like a specific festival, or you got to like sit in with somebody that kind of sticks out as like, this was our like best memory as a band, something like that?
Not much as a sit-in, but we had a cool show. We opened up for Lana Del Rey, and it was like 11,000 people, dude, at this amphitheater where like Fish plays and all those bands play in our area. So it was like a 30-minute set, but it was like a blur. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, but that was definitely a notable one for me.
We had Sam Bush sit in with us at Hillberry. That was a big one for me.
Okay. I wanted to ask about Hillberry. So you guys have been playing that. That's an Arkansas festival, right?
Yep.
Have you guys been playing that for a while now?
We played every one.
Everyone? Okay. I just saw the lineup for this year. It looks... They stuck Frasco in there, too. Just for the party, huh?
He's got roots. He's got
roots. Yeah, he's quite the dude. We had him on the podcast not too long ago. And then you guys are playing... it's a new festival, I think. The Mental Awakening in Atlanta? Is that a new one?
Yeah. Sounds
Yeah.
like it. Yeah. We've never been there.
Okay, and it's Eggy and Shadowgrass, right? And then I think, is the Kyle Bush band in that one too? Or am I making that up? Kyle, okay, yeah, that's who it is. Nice. So second time in Asheville in 3 months. Do you guys, I just moved, like I said, in October. Is this a place you guys like to come play shows at?
Yeah, I think we were trying to total it up earlier. We played like 7 different venues around Asheville.
What's your favorite?
The Salvage Station was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Music Hall is pretty fun.
This would be a cool one tonight, I'm sure, too. I haven't seen too many shows here, but this place is cool.
Yeah, Asheville kind of seems like a proving ground, for bluegrass and for jamgrass, and I always feel an extra level of excitement when we get Asheville gigs, and just knowing that they have so much incredible music that comes through, but just also their local scene, of all these incredible pickers, and it's really exciting to feel like we get to come and participate in that, and and see who's going to come out, and who might see us, or just people that might come and sit in, or picking parties that we might go to afterwards, or we've been to some of the jam sessions like down at the Green Man Brewing. Green Man,
I think that's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
Down the South Slope.
Yeah, so it does feel like a exceptional place to come and play. I always feel more excited than normal. I'm always excited for getting to play music. It's really the best part of being on tour is getting to play the shows. But it definitely feels like Asheville has a little something extra, that kind of gets my motor running.
There you go.
I just wanted to say, full disclosure too, we had another show cancel on this tour. We had a show in Bristol today.
Okay.
They got pulled last minute, and these guys came through like a month ago, or maybe less than that, and like hooked this show up for us. So really, for them, it's really cool for them to like open up their spot and like last minute take us and like help us, because we'd have had just a day off in the middle of the tour if not for these.
And
guys.
for like us the fans, like putting on a free show, like for you guys too, like it's not just like a small guys coming. Like you guys are, people know who you guys are. It's like the fact that Asheville gets a chance on a Friday night to come out and see a free show is like pretty fucking cool to me.
Yeah, and I think we're going to play a couple hours, which is nice too. Get to stretch
Yeah.
out a little bit.
Now, do you guys play? Is there like certain covers you guys like to play? Like, do you guys like to do like bluegrass covers, or like, do you even do covers?
Yeah, we do a fair amount of covers. It seems like we tend to lean into either traditional bluegrass covers that we like to stretch out and take for a walk a little
Yeah.
bit, or some classic rock covers that we like, just like to put a bluegrass spin on. Bring up the tempo, kind of double time it, and those are the ones that seem to. We've been doing a lot lately. Zach also likes to do a lot of like 90s country type covers too. And all three of those things are just really fertile ground. There's always going to be fans that respond to that kind of stuff.
Little Joe Diffie, John Deere tractor.
We did and on New Year's we had like a Beatles theme. We did it on our two night New Year's Eve run. We had one night that was Beatles themed, and we all picked a Beatles song to cover. So we do stuff like that sometimes, but we try to we do a lot of writing, and we try to keep shows as original as possible.
Yeah.
A lot of it just kind of depends on the crowd too. We always try to focus on the crowd and see what they're responding to, and we might make changes as the show's going on, and just try to make sure everyone's having the most fun as possible. But yeah, we've got 5 original studio albums worth of material too to get through on a evening. So
Yeah, I want to get into that real quick, but you mentioned something like kind of changing the set list kind of off the energy you're getting from the crowd. Is that a normal thing for bands to do, or does it typically stick to it?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. And it seems like it won't. We may not do that for months, and then it happens a few times on one tour or something. I can't really speak for other bands, but I know it's just, and a lot of times it doesn't even have to do with the energy of the crowd so much as just the environment itself. Like some songs are a little bit more delicate, and you realize like just the way the sound is and the way the crowd volume is, they're like, there's no way they're going to hear the details of it, and it's going to be kind of lost a little bit. And sometimes you'll pay for it too. If you try to push through it, you'll notice that conversations start popping up in the crowd and stuff, so you can't hear the little, the nuances. So sometimes it's more attributed to that,
That's cool. I thought it was always just kind of like set list is the set list, let's go. So
Right,
that's
yeah.
kind of cool to hear that you guys are, I don't know if doing it differently, but doing that at all. That's cool.
Yeah.
So you did talk about albums. You guys just released a new single, kind of new, right? Closer You Get?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have a full album coming soon too? Did I read that?
We've got a bunch of material that we're working through, and a bunch of pieces of songs. A couple of them that are like full, like we've got all the material there, it's just arranging it, and some that are still just chunks of songs. I think we're looking at a little bit of a lighter touring year come this summer, and we're hoping to get into the studio a little bit more. And we've kind of learned our lesson though on putting dates on albums too soon. It seems like we've always ended up saying it a little too soon and then regretting it later. So for now, it just feels like the material's there. It's just a matter of how often we can get in the studio and stay motivated. We used to try to build up all this material and jump into the studio and knock it out in 3 or 4 days, and then we realized we were finding that to be really stressful. It wasn't as much fun. So now we kind of work up a few songs at a time, and then try to go to the studio and have a more relaxed experience where we can experiment a little bit more and try to be ourselves a little bit more instead of taskmasters.
Yeah. So all of you guys sing in the band, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're writing a new album and writing all these new songs, is the songwriting split? Like, how does that kind of work for you guys if you guys are all sick? How does that work?
We all write our own songs. Usually someone brings a song to the table that is fleshed out quite a bit, is almost there, and then people start kicking in ideas to help finish it out. But at the very least, the arrangement is genuinely influenced a lot by the rest of the band.
Okay.
And a lot of musical ideas that might not be there come together. We have a lot of harmonies, and a lot of those aren't even. Cause I know when I'm writing a song, I rarely ever think about what I want for harmonies until we get into the room together, and these guys can start fleshing out the choruses and stuff. So In general, yeah, we all kind of write on our own and then bring them to the table and practice. We all live in the same town and we get to rehearse a lot.
Cool.
Work that stuff out together.
Nice.
And then even sometimes it goes all the way to the studio. On that last single of Zach's that we released, there were some harmonies that were put together day of, I'm pretty sure, in the studio. So.
Oh yeah. Is there ever times where like someone brings a song and you guys are just like, this isn't it, man, we're not doing this one?
No, I don't. Not,
He looks like he's got something to say.
I was just gonna add. It's kind of like, I mean, there have been times where we've practiced songs and they just didn't make the album, or they kind of stopped playing them. It's kind of the same with covers too. To say earlier, you asked about it. They kind of choose themselves. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like we kind of play them, and if they catch and it feels good, and everyone kind of is like, oh, this is something we should play more. Sometimes we'll play a cover and never play it again.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll play a cover and we'll play it like, every other night or something for a while. It just depends. Like, and same thing with originals. Not as much, because there's not as many originals to choose from, obviously. But there have definitely been times where songs have been brought and we work on them and it just never really kind of fleshes out. So we move on to the next thing.
Yeah, I've heard that's like kind of the benefit of covers is like they're pretty easy to learn for the most part. So it's like you learn it, it works, or it doesn't, you scrap it, keep it. Yeah. So you guys have been doing the bluegrass thing for a little while now. I feel like there's a new I graduated in 2014, so of high school. So I didn't know about bluegrass at this time, and I feel like there's kind of a new a wave of bluegrass coming in right now with the Mountain Grass Unit guys, Billy, Shadowgrass. Do you guys see those guys and are you getting any influence in them, or do you think you're influencing them? What's your guys' take on this new bluegrass that's coming in?
Yeah, I've thought about that before. It's definitely feels like, Billy String's influence has just opened the door for fans and for bands, and it does seem like there's kind of a new wave of bluegrass bands on the scene. I mean, there's just a lot more festivals and a lot more shows, and people, a lot more tickets being sold. And for sure, it's inspiring, and it feels like a lot of these bands coming out are all these hot pickers, a lot of Berkeley kids, or just real high level technical players, which is always really inspiring for me. And I mean, specifically the Mountain Grass Unit for me. I mean, I've been studying a couple of their YouTube videos of just them doing some bluegrass standards, just studying the singing. And the and just as well as the groove of the group, it's back when they were still just doing a 3-piece, and just how much sound they would get as a 3-piece. It's it's there's a lot of stuff to listen to and learn from. So for me it's really exciting, and I'm always happy when there's more musicians around and more bands playing, and it's fun to get to see what people are doing and try and learn and share.
Yeah, I think I've talked about it a little bit in the podcast and some other interviews, but I feel like the Grateful Dead kind of pushed this kind of new wave of music, and then Fish kind of did the same thing, and I feel like Billy Strings now is doing you got guys like Luke Black and Kaiser George that are just 20, 21 years old, just bringing in a whole new wave of fans of bluegrass. And you guys probably see the benefit. You're getting new fans probably from people like Billy, right?
Yeah, I would hope so.
Oh yeah. So this one's not necessarily music related, but I did a little creeping on the Instagram today. Tell me about this Arkansauce cart that you guys have released.
Well, it's a full spectrum cart that our buddies at River Valley Relief did for us. They just approached us essentially and was like, "Hey, we dig your music. We're going to grow some strains that we think can pair well with your music, essentially." And they wanted to partner up. So we didn't have a lot to do with we okayed the artwork, and we kind of told them what we prefer and what we smoke or what I smoke, and it was kind of all them, you know what I mean? They're just powerhouses, and
that's got to feel pretty cool, though, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's definitely, for me especially, it's awesome.
It's you made it as a rock star when a weed company is yeah, we're gonna make a weed for you.
I can just go grab 10 of them from the dispensary whenever I want or whatever.
Is it legal there in Arkansas?
Yeah, I got a medical card.
Oh, medical? Okay, yeah. We were just living in Florida, and we had it medically down there, and then moved up here, and it's Gotta get this THCA, these bunk ass edibles and stuff.
Yeah.
It sucks.
And just as far as a business, it's we hit the road pretty hard, and that's what we make. Majority of our money's live shows and slinging merch after shows and stuff. So to have some form of income where we don't have to be on the road as much and use our brand that we've been building outside of music to make money is a treat as well. You
guys got a merch table here tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be over there.
Hell yeah. No carts, but.
Damn it. So this is a question for you, Adams, and this is, again, me creeping on Instagram. I found your personal Instagram. My girlfriend's been trying to grow a garden for a little while, and she's just not having any luck. What tips can you give her?
Well, if you were creeping my Instagram, you probably saw that my garden has no plants in it. So I was hoping maybe you could give me some tips. And
she buys the ones that are already blooming and then just throws them in her garden.
I mean,
so
that seems like a good plan. Yeah. No, I've always had one small garden bed because really it's just I love homegrown tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what would life be without homegrown tomatoes?
Yeah, it sounds like a guy from Arkansas saying that.
And so me and my wife had talked about building a second bed or maybe just trying to grow a little bit more food. And I mentioned it to my mother-in-law's boyfriends, and a week later he showed up at my house with 6 pre-made garden beds, and we were like, oh shit, I guess we're doing a garden, and so it's pretty exciting. We have a friend that works at Baker Creek Farms in Missouri, which is this really nice mail order kind of seed company and farm company, and she's shared some plants and seeds, and it's we're just going for it. We're just now getting the beds filled and built a fence to keep our cats from thinking that it's just one big litter box.
We're dealing with the same neighborhood dog.
Yeah, so fingers crossed, but I don't know if I can really give any tips at this point.
Okay, what about whittling? The whittling you're a little better at.
Yeah, I got into whittling. I knew I wanted to be in a touring band. It's kind of since I was a teenager. It's one of my life goals, and just wanted to be a rock star and live the rock star life. But what I didn't realize is probably half of it is just sitting in a van. It's pretty not glamorous, and for years, just staring at my phone a lot, playing games, and I don't know, listening to music, podcasts, napping, and after a while I just started feeling like I wanted to do something a little more productive or stimulating or creative.
Give your brain a workout.
It was one winter, and I just kind of thought of whittling, and just started looking it up and went and ordered some knives and, just started whittling on YouTube, and I was obsessive about it for about a year. And
Are there specific knives you use?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you can use any knife. But it's like a subculture, whittling is, and you can get all different shapes of knives and, all different types of woods and designs. There's what I've learned is up north in Madison we are playing, and they have hobby wood shop, a whole store that's a chain. I forget what it's called, but it was in the parking lot. Or we were in the parking lot of this grocery store getting some groceries, and I saw it, and I walked over there. I think it was just called Woodcraft or something, and it's just a whole store with all different types of lathes and knives and different types of wood. And also I noticed while we were up there, the bar we were playing at, has all these wood cuts and, whittled posts and everything. And so I'm thinking it's kind of a cold weather activity. If you're stuck
that makes
inside
sense.
A lot,
that makes sense.
Which I do, tend to whittle more in the winter. But it's kind of a fun activity. I just got a little bucket I put in my lap, and put on some music or an audiobook or something, and just whittle away the hours.
An Arkansauce cart and a couple knives. What else do you need?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, guys, we're coming up on our time. I don't want to keep you too late before you can get the show started or anything, but is there anything you want to plug? I mean, you guys got some big festivals coming up this summer. You guys are on a tour now, potentially a new album coming out. Anything you want to plug before we wrap it up?
Just Hillberry's probably our, kind of our home base, and it's also since the Harvest Fest stopped being a festival pretty soon after we played it. And Hillberry kind of picked up the slack same time of year. We consider that festival our bandiversary.
Okay.
And it's kind of like a homecoming for us after we usually have a busy touring seasons, especially in the fall. And so that festival, John Walker's always been real supportive of us, and we played at every one. And so that's kind of like always a bright spot on our calendar that we look forward to. And it's just a well-run, outstanding lineup, good time festival. So that festival, and then also, we
Strings on Kings tour, is that what it's called?
Strings on the Kings,
Strings on the Kings.
In the same area. It's a smaller festival, but also kind of a newer one that's like right on the Kings River, which is one of the more beautiful spots in Arkansas. One of my favorite hobbies outside of music is canoeing.
Yeah.
And that's one of the rivers we will go canoe on a lot. And so that's going to be a really fun festival. Hopefully we'll have time to do a little floating before our set,
Yeah.
and we'll see. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for making this happen, and hopefully we can find our way to Hillberry.
Yeah,
this
you should
October.
come on down. It's
We
going to
want
be a good
to.
time.
We want to.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys. Welcome back, you all. Hope you guys enjoyed that interview with the fellows from Arkansauce. We are back with a brand new Chloe's Corner.
Brought to you by Devil's Foot. Today I'm drinking ginger beer. Fuego. I don't know what the fuego means.
either.
I thought it was going to be spicy, so I've been avoiding it because I don't like spice. But it just tastes like that ginger that you get with sushi.
Maybe because it's like super fire fuego.
Super ginger.
Give
Super
a testimonial that you felt shitty and then you drink it.
I did. I think I didn't eat enough today, and I got super, super nauseous. And so I drank the ginger beer, and I ate a Baby Bell. That part's not sponsored. Brought me right back. I was ready to play.
She was.
I was dancing. So, Fuego, you got me. You
We're
helped.
sold.
Yeah. We have a big day. So, multiple things. First off, it has been announced our All Jammed Up Day event.
Yes.
Da-da-da-da.
Day-fest.
So, yeah, I didn't know
I
if you
alluded
wanted...
to that.
You're back and forth on this word fest.
Yeah, it's like not really a festival, but I don't know what
You're
else to
giving
call
me
it.
conflicting ideas.
It's just like a
I think
Day
Dayfest
concert.
is fair.
day fest, okay.
Yeah, we're going to have vendors. There's going to be 4 bands. That's festival. That's festival enough. Booze.
is he
Yo,
doing?
monkey.
Give it a
You
break.
gotta do that? Dig on my couch? But yeah, super exciting. Our
Yeah.
first one, we will see how it goes.
Yeah, if you guys can't come, let me know if you want to still donate or something, because I still have to pay all these bands, and I'm really nervous about it. But I'm really excited for it, and shouts out to One Word and Lisa for letting me do it. Shouts out to all the bands playing.
Yeah, shouts out to Pickety Split, Shed Bugs, Sons of Stars, and Kendall Street Company.
All jammed up alumni, except for Shed Bugs. We haven't.
They're coming soon.
Yes, that's good.
That'll be before the festival,
We
no
actually-
worries. But
We're actually going to do the interview this week, and then I got them to the festival, and I was like, you know what, let's actually push back the interview to like June so we can kind of promote the festival and then.
through their interview.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it'll be an all jammed up alumni festival. Some vendors out there that have been on the show too. So I mean, it's really just all about the people. And if you can come, I would love that. And if you don't want to come, but you want to support the cause, let me know, and I can give you like a Venmo or something to do that.
Yeah, and get your hands on a motherfucking poster, because I drew them.
Yeah, we're gonna print some posters. Well, okay, to be fair, I drew the characters, and then you
Okay.
perfected the drawing.
Yes, Clint drew the characters on a lovely half tab, and it came out great.
Yeah, it's the only time I've like ever drawn in my life.
And he just makes these little monsters. It's beautiful.
They're fun, yeah, I like
They're
monsters.
nice. So the little creatures are of Clint's mind.
Very quickly too, I will address the Monday episode. Had some scheduling issues. Last minute, we had to get Ethan on, and had been drinking all day. We were like
Yeah.
drunk podcast, some Grateful Dead conspiracies, whatever. It's fun. It's fun. We had fun. I didn't edit it, So if it was hard to listen to at some points, I'm sorry, and I know I burped a lot, so. But if you listen to the whole thing, you're a real one.
I know the sound was a bit funny at some point, so definitely apologies on that.
I couldn't
but
even
yeah,
listen to it all. I had
the boys were
secondhand
having fun, man.
embarrassment.
The boys were having fun. We wanted to do the conspiracy episode with Ethan just because that's a funny topic. It's easy to listen to.
Ethan texted me too, and he was like, "We actually talked about it way more than I thought we talked about it." Because we finished, we were like, I feel like we just rambled the whole time.
No, yeah, there was like a good solid hour of strictly conspiracies. And then we went upstairs and we smoked and got fucking sent to the moon with whatever Ethan brought over. Dude, it was crazy. So, yeah, it's probably quite a bit off topic for the second half, but oh well.
Hey, and shouts out Trump and Kid Rock trying to take down Ticketmaster.
Oh, yeah. I
made a Trump Ticketmaster joke the other day.
So
on Monday
today is April Fool's Day as we're recording this, and I'm so gullible, dude. I can't figure out what's real life, and this happens every year. I see all these things and I get so excited. I'm like, oh my god, like what was it, Grizz and King Giz? And I'm like, that's fucking sick, and I got so excited
I think
about this Grizz King Giz show, and I have no clue what's real anymore. This is my least favorite day of the year. Second to Halloween. I don't like real Halloween.
I think the Cher and Trey thing is fake too.
I think it's all fake. I don't know what's real.
Hopefully
I don't know.
Hulaween.
Kid Rock might be an April Fool's joke, just as a person in general. I don't know. April 1st, second least favorite day of the year.
You want to talk about Arkansauce real quick?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is after their interview. They were so fun. We saw them at one of the after shows for Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we didn't go to Billy. We were like tired as hell. Yeah, we are not late night people, and so we had nothing to kind of build our energy.
We just lost energy, really.
Yeah, so they were fun when we saw them at the after show, but I feel like I didn't give them their full chance, and I finally got to give them their full chance, and they were the most fun. I had my dancing boots on. I was stone cold sober, and you wouldn't have believed it. I was spinning. It was great. And all the guys in the band are just so incredibly nice. They gave Clint a shout out, which was the first shout out of the podcast. Super cool.
There was a little it got a little cheer too.
They did. There were people in the crowd that cheered
we're
for it.
Arkansauce and don't forget to listen to all of that podcast.
Yeah, that was so cool. I loved that. That was a great show they put on.
Yeah.
Shout out to the mule. But yeah, super great. That was super fun.
Dire Straits? Money for Nothing? Is that what it was?
Oh, I don't know.
Microwave oven. I like that song. Yeah. And then they had what they finish with?
Oh, and they finished with Mr. Charlie. Oh, so good. That was right after the shout out too, and I was like, maybe we mentioned the Dead to them at some point because I felt like it was on their set list, so it definitely wasn't for us, but it felt like it was for us.
And they did say though, which I thought was like the coolest thing ever, and I don't know if other people do this, but they mentioned that like sometimes they just change their set list
off of the vibe.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I hadn't even considered that. Like, how do they deliberate? Is that the word? Quickly?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do they do that so quickly?
I mean, it's probably their originals or easy covers, and they're just like, hey, let's go into this instead.
Yeah, like, we need to pick this up. Let's do this. Yeah.
You know what I want to talk about? Sons of Stars this Sunday.
Oh, incredible show.
We've seen them 10, 12 times.
We see them every single week. We see them weekly.
That was the best. Alex is killing it on that All Fall Down too.
Yeah, he is.
So good on that.
He is. Also, Sunday was a rare day for me. I woke up and chose mimosas. So by the time we got Sons of Stars, I was already feeling good, feeling groovy.
That was the first time you drank.
In months.
Yeah.
Months. Like since before we moved into this house, I don't think I've drank since we stayed in Hendersonville.
You did drink in Richmond a little bit that day.
Oh, I had because they had those surf sides.
Yeah,
I
we had
those.
one night where we got drunk remember we went to the burger bar or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Because Luke got a job.
Yeah, Luke got a job and we went out and celebrated for him. Yeah, we started at, what's it called? Old London Road.
Oh, yeah.
Started there, found out shots and beers were $7 together and went downhill from there. But that burger bar place was funny.
That was a fun night.
Yeah. the biggest point of our Chloe's Corner. Hulaween has released their lineup. If you know us, this is a festival we will not miss ever. So out of the list, who are you personally most excited to see?
Let's start with the small ones first.
Okay, our sweet boys of the Snosberries, you were on the list.
Yes.
Okay, Ethan, you lied to us,
He
but
did.
we will not hold you
On the
accountable.
podcast, you lied too.
On the podcast, you put it on the air. You put a lie out into the universe, but I respect you for it because you're on there. We're so excited.
Disco's another fun one.
Disco will be
The
good.
Heavy Pets is a Florida band. They used to travel up and come in St. Pete area. They played Cage a couple times, I think. And then Future Joy, I feel like I know them.
I feel like I can't read anything on here right now.
Do they play that like Thunderbird song, I want to say? Future Birds.
Thunderstruck!
Oh wow, that's a loud one. Yeah, Rodeo, that's the song I know by them.
What's that?
I don't know how it goes. It's like a rodeo. I'm gonna look real quick on here. Bad podcasting for the people
I
not watching the video.
personally am excited. Dogs in a Pile will be there. I'm
Yes.
always going to be excited to see them. Daniel Donato.
Last time they had Dogs in a Pile, they had them at like 2:30 in the morning.
See, stop doing my boys like that. They did that with Eggy last year. Ugh. Disappoint. I want daytime vibes. Give me more daytime
You
vibes.
have this song liked on your Spotify.
Oh, that's good. I still don't know what song you're talking about. I do know this one.
Yeah.
Been there before. That one.
So that would be cool. I mean, let's go to the second one. We have.
This is going to take too long, y'all. I'll
Grace
tell you what
Bowers.
I'm not that excited for.
Let's hear it. I know who it is already.
Our avian friends. Goose 2 sets. You got to prove it to me on the first one.
They gotta
Because
come
if
out
you
with
don't
heat.
come out with heat on that first set, I'm fully anti-Goose. I cannot be disappointed by them 3 times in a
Do you
row.
think it's gonna be 2 sets like back to back, or like
No.
a set Friday, set Saturday?
Yeah, I think it'll be 2 days.
I do like how like Mo has 2 sets, Disco Biscuits have 2 sets, and I thought there was someone else. Maybe not, but that's still pretty cool that they're giving those guys 2 sets.
Moving away from our typical kind of music, though, I am very excited to see Tape B again.
Yeah.
And you told me that LSD is Ellis Dream and Closey. That is going to be sick. That's going to be a crazy show.
People like this guy, I think.
Sammy Virgie?
Yeah, I don't know. The Millennium, I don't even know how to say that.
Millennium.
It says Millennium without the M. so
Millennium, yeah.
People are hating
Parcells.
on that.
Millennium?
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't know
who
what
it
that
is.
is.
Either do I.
Just don't go, guys.
Yeah.
Find a different stage. There's 12 of them.
J-Rad though,
Parcells I'm excited for.
Pigeons.
Mo I'm excited for.
Molly Tuttle,
Pigeons, too.
Pigeons.
Have I seen Pigeons? I think we have ones, right, in Tampa?
I don't know if I've seen Pigeons.
Really?
Yeah. I had friends in high school, like, that was probably the first jam band I ever heard of. I had friends in high school who were, like, going to that show at the Norva. Shouts out Kyle Bush.
I feel like they played, though, either in St. Pete or Tampa. Maybe, though, we couldn't go.
Maybe.
I feel like we had tickets to one of their shows, and maybe we just didn't go. I don't know. I'm very excited for this year. I think
Grace Bowers, too.
Grace Bowers, she is shredding at
She's
the
like a
moment.
kid, too,
She's
isn't
like
she?
17, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
18, 19. She's one of those 3. But yeah, like a kid. You're fucking rocking it, dude.
I think the Anderson Paak, I usually never go to the rap shows, but I might go to an Anderson Paak one.
I don't know that. Well, oh, it's 2A's. That's familiar. What do they do?
Which one?
Anderson Paak. There's 2A's in Paak.
Yeah,
And that's how I remember it.
He did like a whole album with Bruno Mars.
What
He did
kind
some
of
stuff
rap
with,
is
he?
he?
Did stuff with Mac Miller too.
I feel like I maybe have seen his name with Thundercat. I could be making.
Yep.
I fuck with Thundercat, dude. Get him at Hulaween.
He's not really a rapper. He's like a singer, like R&B, like
This guy?
Anderson Paak. Yeah.
Oh,
It
nice.
says DJ Pee Wee, aka Anderson Paak, though, so I don't know if that means he's going to be
Pee-wee?
doing like a DJ set.
Pee-wee? I'm excited for this year. I think this is going to be super sick.
And tape B back to back with Mersive plus a solo set too. That'll be cool.
That will be cool.
I'm really excited for the Disco Biscuits.
They're bringing
Definitely gonna do Molly that night.
they're bringing back that demon stage, the
Where does it say
360. They announced it themselves. It's on a different post. They're not
Oh,
going
they
to
did.
put what stage up there. But yeah, the Deaf stage. It's confirmed to be back. There's dark energy over there, dude. Dark sexual energy at that stage. They are.
Everybody's just bumping and
They
grinding
are
on each
kinky
other.
over there. We tried to like break through the barrier and we just couldn't get it.
Yeah, it's just like not for me.
Yeah,
It makes me feel like I'm like at a middle school dance. Everyone's just like sweating.
it's like 40 degrees hotter in there. Everyone's arms are like wet from sweat.
It's all the bright tie dye. Have I said my theory on tie dyes here?
I know you said it recently, but I don't think on the pod.
So my theory about tie dye is like, tie dye is like there's the bright neon tie dye, and that's like the EDM kids, like the Jersey guys. They're wearing like bright neon colors, and then the jam band is like soft tie dye.
I don't think that Deaf stage is tie dye at all. That Deaf stage is black. It's like black and chains and
The women with like red like the straps.
Yes,
thing.
with the outfits are just like pieces of cloth and latex and whips.
Meanwhile, I'm wearing like patch shorts.
Meanwhile, we're out there in
and a
our
Hawaiian shirt.
Birkenstocks and we're like trying to get in there. We can't. Maybe we'll find our way in. We'll get to the front of the stage. But very excited for this year. This lineup definitely has me optimistic for a good
Disco
time.
Biscuits, man, everybody seems to really like them, and supposedly they're playing like the best they've ever played.
Really?
So I'm excited for them.
2 sets too.
And they're like OGs in it too. I think they've been a band for a while.
I
J-Rad's always
feel like
fun.
I've been hearing their name for a really long time.
Who else is there? I hope they do Donato and Dogs back to back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm always curious to see how they're going to like time everyone up though, because I feel like there's always a letdown show.
It was the Black Pumas this year.
It was Black Pumas. Yeah. They got to work on their timing. They got to work on their scheduling.
Yeah, Black Pumas into Tipper was weird.
That's odd. Yeah.
Build me up a little. But I guess like now that we know, like the Tipper is a little calmer than we thought it was going to be.
But you still would not put Black Pumas behind it.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you're not going to put Eggy after it. Like, why? There was
Yeah.
no sense. And it made me disappointed because I was very excited for Eggy. And the vibe just was not there because I just came from Tipper.
Yeah.
I wanted to keep that EDM vibe up, but I wanted Eggy. Anyway.
Just hopefully they don't put one of those Dogs or Donato late night. Or if they do, like not after like LSZ or something.
The thing is, I specifically Daniel Donato, but I guess Dogs do too. They are good at knowing energy. I feel like they're good at kind
Who?
of Daniel Donato specifically, but I guess Dogs would too. I feel like they're good at adjusting to energy.
Yeah.
So like they're gonna know who they're going on after, and they're gonna know what the vibes are like.
We're gonna see.
My fingers are crossed at least for that.
We're gonna see Donato like 4 times this year, at least 4 times.
We're gonna see Dogs like
4.
also 4 times.
And that's just so far, like in
Yeah.
March, or in April, I guess now, but that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, that is exciting.
And we're gonna see Mo. I mean, 2 sets of Mo Hulaween, and I think they played 2 sets
At Mountain
Dark
Jam.
Star.
Dark Star. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
And then I've heard good things about Zed's Dead. I don't really.
Oh yeah, so I texted my friend Celia, I love you. She has a fucking wedding this weekend, but I was like, can you at least try to come Thursday and Friday? I was like, that.
Where's the wedding at?
I don't know.
I'm
I didn't
excited
ask
for
her that much.
Shadowgrass because Shadowgrass is going to be probably a daytime, get the day
I
going.
love daytime, warm weather sets. I
Or
love
they might
when
be
the
a Sunday
sun's out.
show.
Sunday is my favorite day.
Who's the Sunday show? Because last year we had Bob Weir and Sam Grisman.
You might have Goose Stew Sunday, truthfully. You'll probably have String Cheese Goose J-Rad.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it could be, and then
Maybe Mo. You could get Daniel Donato, String
I
Dusters.
feel like you would get Daniel Donato Saturday, Dogs Sunday.
I feel like Sunday's always more the bluegrassy, like
Sunday is definitely the
because it was
in the dirt.
Sam
kinda.
Grisman, Bob Weir, and there was one other person last year, wasn't there? Yeah, Green Sky Bluegrass.
Oh, yeah, they were so good. Oh, Infamous String Dusters. Did we say them? They're on there.
So then, with Sierra Hull and Molly Tuttle, they'll probably both play. Like, they'll probably do Molly Tuttle, String Cheese, String Dusters. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Molly Tuttle will definitely be a daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
so. Disco Biscuits could be a late night one.
That could be.
And you could go from a EDM show to that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It says disco in it.
They're like, have you ever listened to them?
I have probably heard
They're
them.
like rave instrumental. Like,
I'm very bad at placing songs to bands,
Yeah.
to faces, to names. I'm terrible with it.
same, because I just put everything on shuffle, and then like, I don't even listen. I know the words to a song. I'm like, what is this song
I
called?
probably only really listen to the same like 16 songs on repeat. If
I
like,
put Nugs on your phone, so now you got the shows though.
yeah,
You
I'm
can dive a little
excited to start
deeper.
getting into that. I can actually
Yeah.
start listening to shows. Moving away from music, if you're ready to.
Okay.
I have a new hobby. It's sketching. I bought a bunch of pencils. They all mean different things apparently, and I'm gonna figure them all out.
You've been doing good. I mean, I have collect golf pencils. I used to. I haven't played golf in forever, but I have a pencil from like every place I played. I just gave her this big bag of it. She's been killing it with just those. So I'm sure now with proper materials.
Proper materials and my little blending sticks.
How much
and
was
stuff.
that?
Like $12.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
on
a
it.
lot. I feel like for $12.
I probably shouldn't say where I got it, but I got it from Amazon. Quick and easy, next day delivery. Sorry,
Sometimes
everyone.
you got to do what you got to do.
I apologize. I hate going into shops. I hate shopping.
You know what's cool? The next Chloe's Corner, not this one. So this one comes out April 3rd. Today's April 1st. But the next one.
It's on your birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. My favorite day of the year.
And all I want for my birthday is
This
for you
big
to
ol'
buy
ass.
a ticket. That too. That too.
That was a quick one. Oh, I did find something I wanted to tell you about. Have you heard about worm grunting?
Excuse me?
Worm grunting.
No.
It is when you get two sticks and you rub them together against the dirt and all the worms come out.
Are you gonna do it or like?
No, it's just in my algorithm at the moment. Worm grunting. You like the
You got a weird algorithm.
it's wombats and worms.
Sketches.
Double W, baby. But the one stick has like notches in it, and you rub another stick down it, and the vibrations bring the worms to the surface. And then they kind of like twitch around. It looks like they're
Their
dancing.
worms are there.
Their bones are their money.
What is it? Their worms.
And so are the worms. That show wasn't even funny, but that little bit was hilarious to me.
People really like that show, and like there are parts that are really funny, but I'm not big into humor that's just loud.
I don't find loud
Yeah.
funny. Loud is pretty obnoxious.
There's this comedian named Sam Kinison, I don't remember, but Sam.
We'll just call him
Yeah,
Sam.
and people say he's like one of the best comedians, like OGs of comedy. He just yells like the whole time.
It's like that guy the ginger that's always on Kill Tony.
William Montgomery.
He's gotten a bit better, and like I've kind of started to like
His stand-up is
bits.
usually fine, but his interviews, he's just like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, and I
it's
don't find that.
annoying.
I don't find aggression funny.
Same with Cam Patterson. I feel like
Cam is just loud
yeah.
sometimes. Sometimes he does have good bits again, but
Ari
it's
is the best
just
regular.
like Ari is funny.
And that Colin Sledge, the new guy.
Colin Sledge.
He's only been on it twice now, but I really like
What's
him.
his defining characteristic?
He's
you know
like-
they all got one.
Like very slow and
Oh,
like kind of like Anthony Jeselnik. I don't know if you know who that is though.
see these names. I like the guy. There is Kill Tony drama. Do you know how last night when we were watching it, it was the Japanese dude.
Mm-hmm.
About halfway through his what's it called when
set?
your language is not of the same country?
His
Accent completely changed.
Yeah, it's all a bit.
Yeah.
He has a YouTube channel where like he's had a YouTube channel for a while. It's
Well,
all-
they didn't know that his thing was a bit. The only reason he was a golden ticket winner is because his fucking accent. And then he came back on with this like thick Japanese accent, and then halfway through he drops it. controversy. I genuinely feel like that's the only reason he got a golden ticket.
Maybe. What do you see about
Our second interest is comedy for the people listening.
big? Lots
Shane
of,
Gillis mostly.
Yeah.
Love that man.
Podcast. We watch all the Shane Gillis podcast. Channel 5 News is another thing we watch a lot. We like Andrew Callahan.
Kill Tony every Monday. It's not Friday. I can't figure that out.
And we did good last night. We didn't watch a lot of it, so we can watch it
Yeah,
tonight.
it's like having 2 whole episodes. I think
We
you
only
might
watched
have.
like an hour of it.
I think
last
you
night.
might have fallen asleep too before I even turned the TV off.
Yeah, probably because I slept for 3 hours the night before.
Kid was spooning me so lovely this morning. I was supposed to go to work today, but my hospital is pretty low census, so they called me off. But then I was just awake from 4:40 till like 6.
That's
In
what
that
happened to
time
me.
frame that they could have been like, oh, actually come in. I was just awake.
That happened to me like Sunday night, Monday morning. After all that, whenever I drink a lot like that, I always sleep. Like I fall asleep
Terribly.
fine. I think I'm just like passing out pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But then like I wake up to get water or something. I'm like I just can't fall.
Yeah, we were like switching shifts with getting
Well, I
up to
had to
get
wake
water.
up at like 3 in the morning too to put the podcast out because we didn't
Oh,
finish
yeah.
till like 8. And then by the time I edited it and or put it all together, because I didn't edit it. By the time I put it all together, uploaded to Spotify, it was like this will be done in 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, rats. I just had a topic hit me too. That I lost. I lost it. It's gone with the wind. It might come back. But yeah, Sunday night I felt fucking rough. And then I worked.
Do you work Thursday? I might be going to Greenville Thursday.
Yeah, I don't work Thursday. My parents are coming in town.
This Thursday?
Yeah. They're going to go look at that house and then leave
Yeah.
Friday.
I might be in Greenville, but if we're not, let's go to Piscataway Brewing.
Ooh,
Jackson's
that would be
band's playing there, and I really want to see them.
a nice. We haven't been there yet. I'm excited.
And I want to
check
go
that-
there too.
Yeah, I'm excited to check that out. I'm down for that. I bet my parents would be too.
Yeah,
And then maybe they'll buy us dinner.
hopefully.
How
long are they here for?
just the night.
Okay.
So they're gonna fly in, I think, in the morning. They're gonna go look at a house. We moved here 4 or 5 months ago now. My parents are already like, we're coming, we're on our way. They're looking at a house. This thing is fucking crazy. They basically want it to be like a retreat center. They did say we can throw house parties. We just
House
have to.
shows?
Yeah, we just have to book dates off.
Hell yeah.
And she was like, just don't leave it a mess. And I was like, you've seen what we do for fun. Everyone just plays music. We all just sit around in a circle and listen to other people play music. That's all our get-togethers are.
We're coming up on our time. We're at 26 minutes.
I
so
did have a topic.
The episode will be an hour long though now.
So quick to cut me off. Okay.
You don't have to cut. If you have something else, keep going.
No, it's gone. I had it. It was while we were talking about Kill Tony and then something else and then something else. And in there, it popped up, but then it immediately left. So I guess we can call it.
We do have a new most listened to episode.
Sugar leg.
Shouts out
Sugar,
to
sugar,
King.
sugar, sugar.
And he was on American Idol.
Yeah, I also thought that was an April Fool's joke. I don't even know. I think I even saw it before April Fool's and
Yeah, I
was
saw
like,
it yesterday.
April Fool's joke. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Apparently, it's just a prank. Like, he went up there to, like, just prank
They
the
probably were.
hosts.
They probably were in Nashville, and he was just like.
That's
"Fuck, I'm
so
gonna go."
true.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I
funny.
didn't know
And he just.
anybody still watched that show.
I don't think so. Every once in a while, I'll get, like, a hankering for funny clips, and I'll watch funny clips of shows like that.
Back in the day, it was good when it was like, you know that dude Sanjaya?
Sanjaya.
He was like on it, and he was like, I think he was like an Indian dude, and he had like a crazy haircut every week. And then there was a dude named Taylor Hicks on that show, who I'm pretty sure has played with Widespread Panic.
Yeah?
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
like an older dude. I mean, he was old on that show. I think the limit was like 28 or something, and he was
What?
like, back in the day.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
What about all the oldies that want their chance to shine? How sad.
You know my mom's friend Brandy?
Yeah.
She tried out for it a couple times.
Really?
She's a good singer. I mean, haven't heard her sing in a while, but I remember she used to do like, I don't know if they were talent shows or what, but we would go to them when I was little. She always sang that Evanescence song.
I sang in a wedding.
What'd you sing?
I don't remember. It was my friend's dad's wedding.
You think Sons of Stars will let me sing Blue Virginia Blues at the best?
I thought you wanted to sing One More Saturday Night. You can
With
only
chemistry.
sing one
I'll
song.
sing one song
You're
with each
allowed
band.
one song.
I'll sing one song with each band.
Just your performances get more and more confident as the night goes on.
Yeah, so seriously, guys, buy a ticket. Links in my bio on Instagram. I'd really appreciate it. I'll give you a kiss on the cheek if you
Aw,
come.
those are nice.
Kiss on the forehead if you're shorter than me.
I love you so much.
There's gonna be no one getting that forehead kiss.
I'll get the forehead kiss. So big shouts outs to Devil's Foot. Big shouts outs to Arkansauce. Shouts outs to Ethan. Thank you for doing all the research that you did, buddy. You are so sweet.
I made a thread level midnight joke too. I didn't think
Right over his head. It did go over my head too. I was like, damn, that sounds familiar. Just thinking it, I was like, it must be about
There's
Grateful
a
Dead.
whole crowd of people out there.
Want to see?
You do the scarn. No, I haven't done that since my wife died.
And I shake that hand. Shake that other hand.
Oh, that's good stuff.
I'm gonna learn that and I'll do that on stage. And a quick performance by Chloe. She is performing the Scarn.
Well, we have. It starts. I put it as it starts at 1, so people can.
Oh, so I could do the pre-show. It's
Yeah.
just the first hour is just me doing the Scarn on repeat.
You have to do an hour stand up.
I should learn every single part. You know how Michael auditioned for something and he
Law and
played
Order. It was
and
Law
he
and
played
Order.
every single character from a Law and Order episode. I'm gonna do that for Threat Level Midnight. I'm gonna learn everyone's parts and I'm just gonna run through the movie for the first hour. I'm not actually gonna do that. Please don't hold me to it. Don't put me on stage. But it would be funny.
It would be funny.
And I shake that hand. You shake that other hand.
You wanna
Isn't that
wrap
how it
up?
goes?
Something like that. Yeah, I can't remember.
I just remember he goes like this. I like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, guys, we'll call it now.
Alrighty, guys. If you made it this far, you are awesome. Please buy a ticket for the All Jammed Up Fest. I hope you guys can make it. It's the same weekend as Fish Chicago, but who cares, guys? Come on.
Who cares about
Chemistry Company,
Fish?
Sons of Stars, Pickety Split, Shedbugs, way cooler.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend, guys, and remember, wherever you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be.
Come along, have a drink with me. We can talk about the world and how the world is turned so slow. Day and night I found cars they drive and planes they fly. I look into the sun and the sky, you're so bright. It's you that I have found. Oh, and I know there's not much longer now. Or if the world would just slow down. The stars, they sail across the sky, and I could watch you dance all through the night. When the rhythm is right, oh, and I know the sun is rising now.